Alright, so let's see if we can do something out of this. So I've been starting my climbing adventure for nearly 2 months now, I think, and been loving it. Going to do something a little bit different today, which is kind of ironic because this will be the first video I've ever done. I'm going to go to the end of a breakwater. It's something that I used to do as a kid with my brothers, and looking back at it now, probably not the most safest thing we ever did as kids, and doing it now feels like more of a challenge kind of thing, and I feel like it's going to be a very therapeutic kind of thing because a lot of the focus and attention is going to be on not slipping, so hopefully we can get to the end and back without any issues. Yeah, see how we go. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. I think in the same token, not going to be taking too much stuff because I'm going to be obviously wearing a backpack, but I don't want too much on me. I don't want to have too much weight because, I haven't done this in a long time. So yeah, just a small water bottle. It's got this stuff in it. Been loving this stuff. It doesn't give me a huge crash. Doesn't give me like a big burst of energy, but it is a bit more. It elevates me a bit and I don't get the crash. It's good. And obviously sunscreen. You got to be sun safe. I'll try to capture, a little bit of it all, or a fair bit of it all. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Spur of the moment. Let's go to the end of the breakwater. Last day, it's a bit breezy. I'm expecting it to be a little bit colder when we're actually out there, but it's part of the fun. So here's the start of the breakwater. This is what we used to climb as kids. Didn't seem as daunting back then as it does now, but here we are. Let's get started. The wind was really hitting the mic here, but basically this was the starting point, roughly about 20 to 30 meters from the beach. Today was weirdly a perfect day to be doing something silly like this. I mean, I definitely should have warmed up beforehand, but never used to as a kid. Remember is that a lot of these moves when you're going along the breakwater, you just have to commit. You can't just change your mind halfway through. Like, oh, that rock doesn't look great, let's change. No, you just commit. Which is a lot like bouldering, funny enough. A lot of it you just have to commit for, so yeah. Look forward to it. Let's keep going. So I thought I'd give you an idea of what I'm looking at as I'm traversing this. Give you a rough idea as well of the rocks, how they are textured and kind of how uneven they are. Each step is a bit of a mental challenge, I suppose. You have to plan every step. You have to basically pre-think, like, okay, where do I put my hand? Where do I put my feet? What angle? And also how much pressure you're going to be exerting as well. This is a kind of a confidence thing as well. You need to be able to understand your body and be confident with your movements, knowing that if you do like a dynamic movement, like a jump, you got to be confident enough to know you're going to land it safely. On the same token, jumping is very bad for this. I halfway through discovered that it is a lot better to keep at least one body part on a rock, whether it's a foot, a hand, finger, anything like that, because when you're in the air, you can't control what happens. If you clip something, physics will just do the rest of the work. So I recommend if anyone does this, do it slow, play it safe, keep a body part on the rocks at all time. So since starting, it has roughly been 10 to 15 minutes. We've made decent coverage, but there is still a while to go. When I turn the camera around eventually. There we go. I remember when I was younger, I used to semi-run across these rocks. I think it was more to do with having no fear of the consequences. Maybe it was because of how we climbed these rocks. We just climbed them so often. We just trusted our instincts enough to find the easiest route or the better rocks to traverse. Now there's just so much to think about. The risks are so much more fatal. An injury could put me out of work for a while. It could hinder my climbing journey as well as anything else, I suppose. But I think that is half the fun of this challenge. It's also a good test to see where I am physically and mentally, and whether I can keep myself positive when things eventually start to wear down.
And this brings me to another point that I spoke to someone about recently, and it's when people give up. And I feel like in this day and age, that is something that I see more and more of. People just not attempting something, people just constantly relying on someone else. It's like we've given ourselves too much pressure to fail, and thinking that if we do fail, it's the end of the world. No one wants to fail, but it's the best way to learn, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's like, just attempt it. Give it a crack. You'll be surprised by how smart you are or how strong you are. It's surprising what we can overcome if we just give something a go. And unfortunately, I see it too often from all age groups, whether they are young or old. And I think we need to give ourselves more credit on our ability to accomplish things. When I started climbing this breakwater, I didn't think I was going to make it, but spoiler, I did. We did it. Got to the very end. Well, I suppose technically that's the very end, but you know, close enough. Got the sailing boats. This is beautiful. What's the time? 3:30. So that was about a 40-minute traversal. Yep, not good. It's very nice. It's a very nice feeling that I can still do this. Not something I would do very often. There's a lot of times that were a bit, but that is part of it. That is the fun of it. Oh, now to make my way back. Oh, we did it. Had a mission in mind. We succeeded. And now let's go home. Chill out. Oh, beautiful. Never thought I'd look forward to stepping on seaweed so much. That was tough. Finally back on the beach. This is like probably the last 25-30 minutes of not a single thought in my head. It was just pure focus, just get back. And you notice your body starts to wear down a bit. It's like getting a little bit dehydrated, like the headache comes through, your body's getting weaker, and there's a few slips here and there, you lose focus, it just wakes you back up again. It's like one wrong move and that's it. But we did it. I forgot that getting back was the more challenging part. It's a mental marathon
more than a physical marathon. You just gotta keep pushing it. Yeah, I think what people forget is that trying to keep your balance for that long, it's taxing. But you go home, have some nice food, dinner, cuddle with the doggies, and we call it a day. Till next time, peace.